Hello everyone, welcome to our webinar. First of all, please tell us if you can hear us well.
Hey, hello, Francois. Jack, Bruno, hey, hello. Okay, so I assume you can hear us well, you can see us well, and you can see the screen that we are sharing. And so let's start. And let's go about the updates, and we have also some news for you as well. And we will try to do this as quick as possible, so we have more time for Q&A. So again, hello everyone, and let's start.
Okay, so moving on. This is what we're going to talk about today. So product updates, news, and Q&A.
Yeah, so the first most important news, as some of you already knew or probably were suspicious about, then we have a deal with AppSumo. We are joining AppSumo Select program in a few days, to be honest, and you can buy Neuron on the AppSumo for $69. That will be a new price tag. So if you still want to buy an additional code or something like this is just the last time to buy code for $59, because the new price will be $69 from the 7th December. And this is mainly because we have to split. We have a different split with the AppSumo according to AppSumo Select program. So, yeah, this is very happy news for us. To be honest, we are excited to see how this will go, and we will see how the Select program can help us to grow and to build the Neuron even more friendly than it is right now.
Okay, I can see a question about if it will be possible to stack more than 5 codes. At the moment, we don't plan to allow more than 5. So
not yet. And thank you, Gabriel. I believe it should cost even more than $199. But yeah, we are going right now for attraction, and when we have attraction, we will see how this goes with the Neuron. Contable is quite expensive.
Okay, so I think that's it. Okay, so we've completed the main goals we set for ourselves on our roadmap. These features were announced quite a bit of time ago, and today we're going to talk about 2 or 3 new features. Of course, we have long-lasting plans, and there will be more features planned. And in the nearest future, we will concentrate on improving the product based on your input and based on your feedback regarding the quality of the language models, especially. And this will probably take us a few weeks. And there will be also more exciting features in the future. So stay tuned for more information.
So in details, as we already, if you know our roadmap for this year, it's a short term for this year. So for this year, surely we will have something what is called content wizard, when you can just do from the first tag till the last till the full article. So you just start with the query, and then you have the wizard when you can choose the competitors, headers, the people also ask questions, and so on and so on. So you just build the outline, and then you fill the outline with the content. It could be NLG content, so auto-generated content, or it could be your content, so you can write the content paragraph per paragraph, and then on the end you can close it. And so it will be more like, I would say, like a one streaming process to write the content or to optimize the content from single query or a keyword to full content on the end. And the second one are the AI templates, because we understand that AI was an add-on, or it's still an add-on to NeuronWriter, but we also understand that you need the options to write more content with automation, and this is something what we will look at. And to be honest, it's the first thing what we will do on the next weeks.
And just to interject, we are recording this, so you'll get a link to the recording of this webinar. Okay.
And here Jeroen is asking if there is any plans of the keyword research. So we don't have plans for the keywords research as a keyword research. We have something which is called what to write next. So when you can understand what is missing in your content and what should be a good option to write to fill the content gap, to build your topical authority, and we are focusing on this.
Okay, so maybe more about the features and then back to questions.
Q&A, yeah.
Okay, so we've developed the last features on our short-term roadmap, and some of them, especially suggested term search and term filters, is something a lot of you asked about. So I'll probably share my screen right now and show you how it works. Okay, so as you can see, this is the view you're familiar with, and there are all the terms that are required to use in content, and we also use colors to tell you which of them are in expected use range and which are outside. And as you can see, here is the search box. So I can quickly start searching for the term I'm interested in, and also I'm able to use filters and, for instance, focus on keywords or terms that weren't used or weren't used enough. And as you can see, as I type these terms here, this should also refresh. Okay, so I've used the term workhorse, and as you can see, it disappeared from the term suggestions because it has already been used. So this is it. I know it's a basic feature, but I think it will be really helpful when you need to focus on keywords that haven't been used at all or haven't been used enough. And the other feature we've announced quite a bit of time ago is Schema Data Explorer, and it's available in Top Analysis tab and in Competitor Structure. And as you can see, there is a Schema Explorer tab here, and you can switch between all these syntaxes. I mean, Open Graph, JSON, LD, and microdata, if you don't need some of them. And as you can see, you can browse through this information that was scraped from your competitors. You can also see the images. And as you can see, especially when the keyword is product related, there is a lot of information to browse through.
Yeah. So mainly this is helpful if you would like to understand what is missing on your data structure. Why the data structure is so important, because if you look how Google understands the data and how Google render the data, they are starting to rendering from the, I would say, from the most common elements. So if you just give them the common elements like a price tag, like, you know, the FAQ, for example, could be a good example, or article, and in article you can have author name, the rating, author rating. It's also something that you can give them in the metadata. They are much faster and much more, I would say, it's much easier for the machine to understand the content that you have, and to set up a starting point. And sometimes it's more on the template level than on the content level, but sometimes you can understand that most of my competitors, for example, are using this meta tag, like let's say author or some kind of let's say scoring for article and so on. So you can very easily compare what they are sending, what kind of elements they are sending, what they are sending in the, for example, in the description for the on the product level and so on. So we believe this is something where you can get very important information, one on the competitor research, because you will understand what is important for your competitors, what is the communication structure on the competitor level, and on the second, what Google's understands from the content before they do the language understanding on the deep level, because this is a straight schema where they straight understand this is the title, this is the price, and so on and so on. So they don't have to extract the data from the content, which sometimes it's not really easy and quick on the Google site. Yes. So as much as you can give them on the structure level, it's better. It's a little bit like a sitemap, but for your page, for your single page. So it will be, if you are thinking about the data structure, it's just like a sitemap for your article, where a Google robot can really understand from the sitemap of the article what exactly you have there. Yes, like here we have the images. Here we have, for example, this is just the article with the list of the items that are the price per item, and so on and so on. A lot of information, very, very important for giving the right information to Google. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it. So I'm going to move back to the presentation. Okay, so as I said before, we are now concentrating on minor improvements, just to come back for developing the features related to AI generation and more. Okay. This is something we've already talked about, and apart from the AppSumo Select deal, you can upgrade your plan in the application itself, and it will be only available for 2 more days. So if you still want to upgrade your plan for $59 per tier, so it's available for only 2 more days. Okay, so time to focus on your questions.
Let's go for the questions. There was something about the helpful content, AI-generated content as spam according. So thank you, Abdul. Thank you also for sending this question through the form. We have them on our list. So first of all, we believe, and we already, I believe so, we answered this question a few times. We believe that the content which is generated by NeuronWriter is quite safe, according to the helpful content update, because even if you generate content with the AI, first of all, we don't really give you the option to generate too much content. Second, we ask you to change a little bit content before you generate next content, so which give this human output. And it's not like a paragraph after a paragraph generated by AI. But of course, we understand that there is a need on the market that should be something specific, like, I would say, content quality score. This is something where we understand how good a content is compared to your competitors. And in the long run, I believe still this year, we will add to the content quality, to the content quality score, we will add something which will say like the content can be suspicious in one or other way. Yes, like for example, you can just because the helpful content is not only about the AI generated content, it's about the content which is just like Google calls this copycatting. So the content which don't give any new information to end user, or the information are just very basic. So you are not providing the facts, you are not providing the expertise. You are just writing, like I would say, a 5-year-old kid, and this is not something Google would like to have. So it's not only about the AI, because the low quality content or just the not helpful content can be generated as well by a copywriter who just don't care, to be honest. Yes, so in long run, we will have something which will give you the information like how your content quality is good compared to your competitors. But for now, I believe we are quite safe because of the way how we are generating the content with the LLG. Okay, and the next one, yes, the updates are live. So Paravash is asking, any plans to make the content score more authentic in comparison to other tools? It helps up to notch higher. So yeah, surely the content score is not something that you can compare one-to-one with other tools, because we believe our content score is quite unique, and maybe it's not good and maybe it's very good. That depends really how you look at it. So what is the difference? What are the difference on the content score in NeuronWriter? The part of the content score in the NeuronWriter is from a meta description and meta title. No other tools that I knew use a title and description in the content score. Why we are doing this? Because if your title and description, it's not click-worthy, and this is what Google really understands, and people will not click on your title and description, and it will be not really easy to compare this with what people are seeing in the SERPs, then your chances for traffic and for behavioral signals are very low. And this is why we are pushing a user to give a more focus on the title and description. And then on the second part, we have for the, I believe about 78 languages, we have very sophisticated language models when we can really understand synonyms, when we can understand the forms, and we don't really give the scoring based on the exact terms. We are trying to give the scoring based on more on the topic, on the volume of this, what you are communicating. So like run and running could be the same score if you use the run, and if you use the running, it will be the same score, the same amount of score points in NeuronWriter, because it's just the same sense. It's the same like a Google see the data. So they are not really looking on the keyword as a keyword. They are just looking about your intent, what you're searching for, what is the topic coverage, and we are trying to do the same. Yes, so of course, then you cannot compare the one-to-one to other tools, because if they are, most of them, I think all of them, to be honest, maybe if you knew any other tools which are using the forms and terms and so on, let us know. Maybe in English, some, I hope so, but surely not in so many languages that we do. But I think this is the very, very basic, because if you are a copywriter, if you are Google, you don't really have to use even the same sentences, the same keywords every time when we say like, okay, you need, for example, to say, I don't know, best 20 times. So you can say good best, I don't know, better, and so on and so on. It will be treated as the same word because it just means the same. That is a very, very good something. Yeah? So it's like so also this is something what we do quite different than the other tools. Okay.
Kevin, are you planning on adding an image feature, the ability to add images? At the moment, it's available to add images using the icon above the editor, where you can add the image URL. At the moment, we probably don't think about allowing you to upload images to NeuronWriter, but this might change in the future.
There will be, and there is on the roadmap option where you can search images in the open source libraries like Pixel Bay, for example, and that's something that we will surely add. So you can hop link from the Pixel Bay and so on. And we are also looking on the options which will be, I hope, still this year, but that's not really depend on us. It's depend on the API from the third-party vendor when you can generate images as well. But that's something which is, I would say, long-term and depend on the vendors because we are not really willing to go into the image generation right now because there are people which are just doing this quite well. And Gabriel, sorry that you are a little bit disappointed that we just did only this. But yeah, there is a lot more which is going about on the company structure, on the select for the AppSumo preparation, for updates on the landing page, on the FAQ, on the we also prepared the video course for you, which is still not really ready, but it will be ready sure soon. So there are some improvements which will be visible, I believe, in the next week.
Yeah, and we've just moved into a new office, and we hope it will make us more productive soon.
Yeah.
Kevin, what is a schema and how are they used?
So I believe I already asked.
Okay. Jeff, can you edit keywords yet after they've been entered? At the moment, you can only create new optimization. So once we've gathered the information for a particular keyword, you cannot edit the keyword.
It's to be honest, Jeff, it has no sense to edit the keywords because indeed, so I will just give you an example. Yes, so you do the optimization for the query, like let's say apples, and then we scrape the top 30 about the apples and top 100 SERPs and so on, and we give you everything about the apples. Yes, so all the recommendations that you have are basically about the apples, and then you say like, okay, let's change this to, I don't know, orange, and then your keyword is orange and the recommendation are still about the apples. This don't make sense at all to change anything. And always, if you are not sure about the keyword, you just do the next analysis. So you just do the next query, and then you have a query apple, and 2 weeks later you can do extra query apple, and then after I don't know, 3 months you can also do a query apple and see where you are, how the SERPs change, and so on and so on. So it's not like we don't want to give you this option. This option has no sense, to be honest. Yes, because it will just give a lot of troubles for all of us.
Philip, it says schema only available on new queries. How do I refresh existing queries I'm working on to see schema? Yes, because we didn't gather this information before, so it's only available in new queries. You probably have to create new one based on based on query you already had. So
Yeah, sorry for that, but this is how we just collect and store the information in the database. So we didn't really store this information earlier. So for all new queries, it will be stored, but for queries which you did like 3 months ago, just this information doesn't exist.
Okay. Are we introducing any copywriting AI templates like ADA, blog conclusion, etc.? So. Yeah, I think we plan to introduce copywriting templates. So
Yeah. We just told this that we are going to work on the AI templates. That probably it will be this month already, and we will focus on the. First of all, we will focus on something which we believe will be useful. So just exactly as you said, like a blog conclusion, like headlines, like a product description, category description, long form content, and so on and so on. Everything which will be useful for a website. So not really emails, but not Facebook ads, but everything what will be related to a website content will be there. And we also are thinking about giving you the opportunity to create your own prompts or your own templates.
okay, Marek, is there a point to take Contado when having NeuronWriter or not? Or best if it works together? Any hint on that?
Yeah, I believe if you're just a basic user, you don't have to have a Contado. As we spoke and say multiple times, Contado is mostly for the enterprise level corporations, for big agencies and so on. So if you are just a copywriter and you are happy with the Neuron, there is no really reason to work with the Contado.
Okay, Krishna, how to improve readability score? Will our tool provide suggestions? Okay, so to improve readability score, and by improve, I think you meant to make readability easier, because on the other hand, to improve means to match the expected readability value. So to make readability score higher requires you to use less sophisticated words and use shorter words and shorter sentences. So I think it's just common sense to make it easier to read. So shorter sentences and more frequent words.
And one more thing about the readability score, we provide the readability score mainly because you need to have good behavioral signals. It's more about how to create a content that will be helpful for your audience than to really optimize something for a content score. Yes, because the readability score has a very low meaning or a very low points in the total content score. But it's very important that your audience can digest the content and can understand what you are, I would say, communicating according to this, what they are expecting. So sometimes the readability score should be low and something should be quite high. It depends on this. Like, for example, if you just say like, what is internet marketing? That should be quite easy. I would say like for your mom, let's say, yes, very easy, very easy. And then you have another article when you just explaining like how to optimize the, let's say, PP ads. So let's say like paid ads for a Facebook. And that will be quite technical because you will just, first of all, you will use a very technical language. You will have some kind of screenshots and so on and so on. So it's more like trying to find a way how our audience will be happy with the content that we provide according to this, how content is easy or not to digest according to our competitor content. So this is what we are telling you. Write this more technical, write this less technical, according to this what we are seeing on the competition. On the competition and on this how they are communicating. Yes, so it's not always about having the as easy as it can be and so as high readability score as it can be. It's more about being in the, I would say, in the spot what your readers are willing to have, to read and to understand.
Okay, Binaya, about the possibility to edit the terms. Yeah, I know it's a bit difficult at the moment, but
I don't think so. No. So Binaya, so first of all, I don't know if you know, but if you just click on so the question is like edit the terms, deleting and adding terms. So if you just click on any terms in the sidebar, you can just make this term invisible somehow. So you can just exclude this from analyze, and then the term is not there. It's not visible. You don't get any min or plus points on this term. Then you can add the term to negative keywords on the project level. And then if, for example, if you are Adidas and the term is Nike and you will never ever use Nike in your vocabulary, you can just add a keyword or term Nike to a negative keywords, and it will be never ever shown in any other analysis, so it will never appear in the sidebar. And then if you like to add some keywords, you just use add button, and then you can just type them there, as many as you like, and you can just add them quite easy. I believe it's quite easy.
Okay, could you make a tutorial going through a complete process of finding a keyword or subject, to starting a project on NeuronWriter, inputting your website, starting a query, writing the article, etc.? Could be helpful for people who do not know about this wonderful tool yet.
Yeah, so we are working on this right now, and there are some tutorials on the YouTube from our users, which are very helpful. Because sometimes we are thinking that we are quite technical or too technical, so we are going with first of all, we almost finished a very short training, like a course, but very short one, with short videos and some kind of questions and answers. And later we will work on the full I would say on the full training. But we still believe that there is still a lot to do on the interface level, like for example AI templates and the draft mode, which should be already transferred into the content wizard. And we probably will try to do first the changes on the product level, and then when we are happy with the product, which we are not yet, then we will just go for the full training. We are also working on the UX improvements this month as well. Gregory is asking about topic internal linking suggestions. Yes, so Gregory is asking if we can show the internal the anchor next to the internal link. Yeah, we can do this. I believe we have this data already. I think so we can make a switch, and if you like, you can just switch this on, because this data is not always very accurate. So this means that the people are very often use not the right keywords. And we still do not really know if this is helpful or this could be misleading, yes? Because a lot of people are just using like click here, read more, and so on and so on. And this what we are giving you. We are giving you the anchors that you are seeing on the top, like recommended anchors. They are really like on the semantical level. So if you just use the anchors and the links, I think it will be more effective. But of course, if you are like to see the user-generated content, that's something that we can bring to the table.
Okay, Gabriel, when will you improve the keyword recommendation accuracy? I think that the first thing to do here is include more keyword sources than we do at the moment, because at the moment we focus on related keywords and people also ask as a source of new recommendations. So I will probably try to think of other sources of ideas, and then focus on telling you which of them really match what you're writing about, and we are also going to improve the clustering of these ideas. So I think this is something that we will work on.
Yeah, it's going together with the content wizard.
Yeah.
Because it will be implemented in the content wizard as one of the basic steps in the content wizards. And also we are thinking about, because we have already people also ask and so on, but we are also thinking about the quora, and there are some challenges here and there, but mainly I believe the quora will be something that will be easy to implement.
Are there plans to create an AI template or feature that would write AI content about the terms that are currently missing from an article as identified by NeuronWriter? I think it will be really helpful, and we've thought about it. So just need to put it to test stage. So yeah, I think.
Yeah. It's planned. It will be somewhere on the AI template level.
Can you follow the UI UX of Ink4, or at least close to the UI?
Yeah, so we are working right now on the UI UX improvements. So give us a few weeks, and I believe we will be much closer to this, what could be a standard, a gold standard, because we understand that there are some challenges.
Okay, Fernando, AI for Brazilian Portuguese does not work properly. It uses Portuguese of Portugal. Take a look, please. Okay, so it's something we have to take a look into. As for Portuguese, we use DeepL translation together with GPT-3. So maybe there's something to improve in configuration. So
Fernando, the best will be if you just send us the sentences or paragraphs which are not correct, and we can look, or at least the analysis ID, so the URL where you generate the content, so we can look and see how we can improve this, because mainly this is something what we get from the combination of GPT-3 and translators. We are also thinking about allowing you to use the translator or to not use the translator, because sometimes in some cases, for example, Portuguese can be better without the translation, and in some cases Portuguese will be better with the translation. It depends really on the niche. If you are on the large topic, like for example, I don't know, let's say Portuguese. Let's say baseball. That's in Portugal could be quite well described in Portuguese, and GPT-3 can have some information about the football. Then the content can be good, but in general, the content is way better in English. I would say in 85% of this, what we are seeing, the content is way better if you just can generate content in English and then translate content from English to the language.
Okay. Sometimes outputs generated are cropped. Right. So it probably refers to the prompt configuration we sent to GPT-3, and I think it's something we will improve over the next weeks because we are no longer required to keep the generated content so short. So
yeah, it will change just with the AI templates. So when we will look on and work on the AI templates, it will change everything. So even we don't want to work on this right now because we already understand it will be a general change in the way how we generate content. So Paul is saying that it's easy to generate super high score of 92, 98. However, can be that a risk like over optimization. So typically, yes, I don't really. So typically, how we are always referring to the content score. You don't need a content score as high as 100 if your competitors are not there. So it's really enough if you just in the first round, in the first iteration, you do something like 10, 20 points more than the competitors that you choose. And mostly this should be enough to move your page, for example, from, I don't know, let's say from the second page to a middle of the first page or page two, or the top three even, yes? That's really depend on the competition. Sometimes it's very, very important to get the high score because, for example, you have niches like credits, like I don't know, all these very difficult niches, and then of course you have to go for this 92, 98 and so on because your competitors has so high values on the optimization level. But typically it's not really helpful, it's not really dangerous. I don't really believe that it's dangerous until it's, you know, all the competitors are like 30 and now you have like 100, then maybe this could be somehow dangerous, but not because of the over optimization, but because, for example, to optimize content, you have to make a content 3 or 4 times longer than average because you have to, you know, use all these keywords and make it correct and so on and so on. So yeah, so that could be like a downside of the over optimization. It's not about the content score, to be honest, but it's about the factors which are inside the content score, like just creating the content. For example, too long. What do we have there next? Okay. So Vince is asking if there will be AI writer like one-click block option. Probably not. We had just a question what to do to not be hit by helpful content update, and the question is like how to write the article in one click. It's just a short version of this, how to ban my website in the long term. So probably not. I hope the templates that we will give you will be as easy to use as you don't, or as you feel like it's one click, but it will not really keep this kind of troubles that will be unhelpful in the long term. Okay, so can you go back a little bit? So Alberto here, it's commenting about the question about if there is a 92, 98, something where you should go according to the content score, and there are number post content on the number one without even getting 75 points. So it's really depend on the competitors.
Joe, I'd be happy with a text list suggesting images, alt text that an article might benefit from. So image recommendations is something that we've been extra careful with so far. We might give you image recommendations, but firstly we have to improve the way we understand which part of the page is relevant and which is not, and also which of these images are relevant. So only then we can give you proper recommendations on images.
But in general, yes, we will look into it after we finish the semantical core of the NeuronWriter. We understand that the images and alt elements, the titles are important, but as we seeing, those elements are mostly important when you are willing to improve the SEO in the image search. And still we are on the text search. Like our focus is mainly on the text search, but of course this is something which we will improve as far as we have a lot of some free resources. So Philip is asking to do not focus on AI. So yeah, so Philip, we have different users. Some of the users are willing to have a high quality content, and they are not willing AI, and they are willing just the recommendation about be like an expert on the topic level. And some of the users, they are just willing to have a one-click content creator. So that's how the market looks like and how they are willing to use the tools.
Okay, Francois, will you correct the issue that make a word not detect in French, for example?
Yeah. So it's thank you. It's on our list somewhere. Yes, on our very long list to fix the elements. Yeah, we will do it. We will do this for you. Yeah, sure. So. So Joe, as a user who basically writes my content from the scratch, NeuronWriter content scoring is leading to excellent rankings. So thank you, Joe. Yeah, we are feeling the same. I understand that some of the users would like to have this differently because they are using different tools, but we are just trying to push you into the mold in this, so you are looking on the content in the same way like Google are looking on the content level. So first, what are the most important elements on the content level, like titles, rich elements, the document structure, and so on. Then the semantics, and then of course the behavioral signals from the users, because on the end of the day, the behavioral signals are the most important. Okay.
Am I correct in seeing that AI creation is 1 credit for high quality and 0.2 credits for low quality? Yes, it's exactly that. And 1 credit in low quality mode will give you 5 words. Philip, can I copy and paste that schema to use in WordPress for my own article?
So, Philip, the way how you should use the information from the Schema Explorer is to optimize your templates in your WordPress to send these informations to Google, not to copy paste them from the competitors, because the price could be different, and so on. Yes, and you don't want to see the snippets with the price which is not correct, for example, but mainly the schema is on the template level. So for example, if you are using the, let's say, WooCommerce for the WordPress, then your core should be to use or a schema, or you can just use the module for the WooCommerce for like just some kind of extra plugin. And be careful about the schema. So the schema is updated and so on. But it's mainly to just update the way how you send the data to Google. If you don't have the ability to do this on the template level, then of course you can do or you can add this information to the content itself as a hidden, of course, because it will be not visible in the main content. But typically, I would say 99% of typical usage is to improve the templates. In the content writer dashboard, I set up certain comments and everything, the page refresh because of the default view. So we know about this, it's on the list. So probably that's something that we should cover, yes. So yeah, so we know that there should be something like a default view per user.
Okay, I see that in English documents plural and singular form are packed into one cluster. In German documents, however, a cluster is formed for plural and a cluster for singular. At least I see this very often. Is the functionality still limited in other languages? If yes, will this be optimized? So for some of the languages, we have the full information about varieties. I think that for German, we have this dictionary, so maybe that's a bit of a surprise for us, but I think if you could send us some examples, that would be great, so we can investigate into it.
Yeah, because we are just using the models or the libraries which are giving you this information. So if those libraries are missing the plural, singular forms connections, then we don't have them. Just as easy as this.
Will there be a new video with best practice for all the features?
Yeah, we will have, I believe, like a 1 hour video maybe next week about how to start with the NeuronWriter. It will be just like a quick start with the NeuronWriter, with all the new features, yeah.
Is NeuronWriter seen on alt text on images? I see that many times some words are detected as being used 9 times, while they are used just 2 to 3 times in the full content.
So I think, Alberto, you are referring to this, what just we are talking about, like we have this plural forms and so on and so on. So we are probably looking on the exact keyword and we are counting the forms and plural forms and so on. So this is probably why you are seeing so many. So we are thinking that you are use less and we count more. You can always click on the keyword and there will be exactly how we count it and where we count it. So it could be like a run 3 times, running 2 times, total 5. And the keyword that you are seeing, the term that you are seeing can be run. But we are also counting running as a form of run. So if you just click, it will be visible and you will have full information there.
Devashish, do you have any plans to curate and show full content under each section heading of an article in the content?
Yeah, so I will just brief this. So exactly the question is about this, what we will cover with the content wizard, where you will have information about the header, the content of the header, and like header 2, for example, what are the best shoes. Then you will have a first few paragraphs from this, or first few sentences, like a paragraph from this header, and then you will have option to rephrase, to write this with AI, to write this basically from scratch, and so on and so on. So yes, that's something which will be done. So the same question, like smart outline builder, yeah. So it's called temporary in our side, on our side, content wizard, and we will just ask you what kind of content you need for what kind of keyword, and then we will just go for this.
Okay. Chris, do you suggest to have a complete website in NeuronWriter to get best hints for internal links? At the moment, it doesn't matter because we mostly rely on Google search results to give you internal linking suggestions. So even if you don't have your articles in NeuronWriter, we can still find them through Google. So.
Probably on our side, the next step that we are a little bit not sure of will be to include the Google Search Console into internal link suggestions, but we are still like trying to figure it out how many people are really using the Search Console and how useful it will be, and so on and so on. For now, I believe we are quite happy with the results on the internal link suggestions.
Okay, is it possible to show questions related to our keyword from Quora and Reddit in the editor? So it's something we have on our to-do list, and I hope it will be made possible.
Yeah, so we will add some. Mark is asking if we will add some kind of image sources like Pixabay, Pexels. Yes, it's planned. I think it will be next month. So this month.
Okay. Alberto, I have problems in Spanish to recognize words starting by exclamations. I mean, if you write, and here's the example.
Okay, Alberto. So this is something that we have to solve on our language model level, where we should, for example, we should really. It should be like a stop character on our side, so it should be just excluded from the recommendations. So it's on our technical side. If you just send us an email with this, we will just add it to a long list of fixes, and we will do this as soon as we have some time. Okay. So Otman is asking if there's something that you can use for related keywords that you can optimize page for multiple keywords. So if you start the query, you have a main query, which is like a query that you would like to rank for, and this is like your main query. And then you have something what we call additional keywords, which are just keywords to, I would say, enrich the topic. And it could be used like your product names. It could be something which you are sure of that it should be related to your topic, and probably your competitors are not really writing about this, and so on and so on. And then you can enrich your topic. And this is already embedded in the terms in the sidebar. So for example, if your main query is like, let's say, I don't know, like travel in time, let's say travel in time, this is your main query. And in the additional query, you add something as crazy as a milk, then we will ask you in the terms in the sidebar to add milk to your content, because somehow it's important for you, or it was important for you as an additional keyword. So you or your copywriter have to write article about the time travel when they are when one of the terms in the article will be, for example, milk. So this is how you can enrich your content and rank for additional keywords. So question like topic clusters, like other tools, not really, because we explained in one of the webinars that first of all, the way how because we were working also like multiple years with the keywords, covering the volumes from the keywords, like looking on the volumes, looking on the CPC, and so on and so on. But the truth is that on the long term, with the semantical word, if you just thinking about this, how you have to build your topical authority, topical expertise, and so on and so on, those values like monthly searches and the PPC are not really the values that you should focus on. They are, of course, important, but they are not as important as a topical authority, and they are not as important as you just cover the topic in the way how the Google wants that you cover the topic. And especially that there is a big gap if you look on this, how organic search works and how the ads works. And there is a big gap when, for example, for most of the searches, like let's say people also ask, you can see that there is a search like, what are the best shoes for, I don't know, for a marathon? And it's already, people also ask, it's everywhere. So you are seeing that this is a huge volume on the organic. And if you just use this and you go for, let's say, a keyword planner, it will give you a volume like, I don't know, 30 or 100 or something like that. It's completely really unrelated to this, what happens on the organic, this what happens on paid. And then you can have a wrong feeling like this is not something that you should cover. But it's not true. You should cover this, what people are searching for, what is very strongly visible on the organic level, because this is where is the traffic from the organic. And if you're focusing on the paid search, then of course your keyword planner and all these clusters from the keyword planner, volumes, PPC, they are your friends. Yes, but to be honest, there is a big gap between this what we are seeing in the paid and this what we are seeing in the organic. Multiple times I said that in some keywords I had large businesses when I was a consultant, and in some keywords, in some queries, we have much more sales in the web shops than the volume that was provided by the keyword planner. So keyword planner says like, this is the keyword, and I don't know, it's 100 searches, and we have 200 or 300 sales per month from this keyword. So it's really unrelated, especially those keywords where they are saying like 0, 10, and so on. It's really not something that we would like to provide and that you focus on and so on. So that's something that we don't really want, that you focus on not accurate the data according to the organic search.
Okay, so some words of praise from Matan and TC. Thank you, guys. It means a lot. Okay, can you confirm if anyone with tier 1 will continue to get all future updates?
Yeah, so everything what is in the tier 1 will be updated. It's basically based on the plan that you have. Yeah. So I think the Vomo just join us because he's asking, is the webinar over? So no, it's not over yet.
Yeah, but it's mostly answering questions. So
yeah. So Sam is asking if we are planning to enhance the AI. Yes, we already told there will be a templates for the AI. So yes.
Gregor, an interesting feature would be if you could import a sitemap or sub-sitemap from which you can then create analysis for certain keywords in order to optimize the internal linking. If you are currently starting with NeuronWriter, newly created posts might be better, but you would always have to manually check the entire internal link structure of the entire domain in NeuronWriter. Ideally, I would like to work only with NeuronWriter and edit everything related to content ideas and content gap topics in NeuronWriter as well. Okay, so I think Gregor refers to adding and finding internal linking possibilities as a whole for the whole website. And
so Gregor, it's a little bit more complicated than it could be or it could look like, because the challenges with the sitemap, with your sitemap and your competitor sitemaps, are quite broad. And the main challenge here is that we don't really understand what is better or worse according to the sitemap. So in the sitemap, our pages are equal, which is completely untrue. Yes. So on the sitemap, your home page has the same, let's say, value like the page that was not visited by Googlebot in 2 years. And the main problem is that if you are doing the interlinking process and so on, then this what we would like to give you is the most accurate recommendation based on the content which performs best on your page. So right now the solution that we have, it's quite safe. I believe it's very safe. In the long term, we are still thinking about it, but it's just thinking about this. We are still thinking about this, how to create some kind of mapping according to this, what your competitors, and for example, a good source of knowledge has about a specific topic. But this is something which surely not will be available in the next few months. Because first of all, the data will be dirty and we have to really figure it out how to clear this data. And second, not all, you will be very surprised, but not all people are using Google Search Console. And we are trying, because NeuronWriter, it's entry tool, it's a very entry tool for, I understand that most of us are beginners, but it's really tool that we are trying to go for entry level with the tool. So it has to be really easy and really, I would say, straightforward for everyone. So yes, we will work on something like this, but surely in the not next few months.
Okay, Michael, can we change password? Yes, you can. You have to use the forgot password or password reset link. If you cannot find it, just let us know and we'll help you with it. Usama, can you restrict AI writer not to give same text result again, or if given again, don't use AI credits? Actually,
I think it will change when we change the AI templates, because right now those AI templates aren't really easy to work with, I would say so. So your ability to change the prompt are zero, because you cannot change the prompts and so on. So I believe you can change the prompts and then you can see how you can change the results and so on. But in general, we just count you in the same way like GPT-3 count us. I mean, like the OpenAI count us. So they count us for everything what we generate. And if you are seeing that there is the same results again, then surely you have to change the input, because next time when you ask, probably it will be again the same results, because just the information that GPT-3 or GPT-3 model has, it's limited. So if you are on the default settings, and the default settings right now are the creativity high, which gives you a little bit more content, and the content can be quite various, then it should be easier for you to have a different answers every time. But if you are quite strict, it could be like every time it's very similar answer.
Okay, Mark, will there be a similar email of things that was covered today, or will this video be posted on YouTube? So yes, we are recording this, and you will get the recording very soon.
Yes.
So, Chris, if I understood your suggestions before right, we should generate English content first and translate it then to get best results in, for instance, in German.
No, this is, so for some keywords, of course, this is a very good tactic from that you can, for example, do the keyword research, or you can do the analysis of the specific topic in English, because the topic can be more rich and there is much more questions from audience, especially, for example, if you talk, for example, about the Tesla, yes? So you have a new Tesla truck, and if you think about what the people are saying about the Tesla truck in Germany and what they are saying in the US, then of course in the US there will be a lot more about the Tesla truck. So you can just do the research in English and then translate some content, or write the content in English according to this, how you would like to rank it, to rank in English. and then translate it to German, that's completely fine. This is what we were referring to, the way how the content is generated by the OpenAI, but the machines, it's mainly because the machines are learning on the content in English. They are much more efficient to generate content in English. It's the same way like if you just have a person who is a native speaker in English and knew few words in German, and you will ask this person in German and she will reply just few words because this is all what they understand and they knew in German. But if you ask the same question in English, the reply will be much richer. And this is why we do exactly, we just ask in English, then we have the English reply from the machine, and then we translate this English reply from the machine to German. This is exactly how this works.
Any future plan on infographic recommendation or requirement for specific query under the section SERP layout and features? SERP layout and features were developed quite a bit of time ago, and probably it's time to update this. So I think it will be possible.
Well, yeah, that's something that we can take as a challenge, but it will be quite difficult because then we have to search for the infographic as a word, and then maybe yes.
Can you show again the updates? I think
no, we just go. You will have a recording, Flav, in I don't know tomorrow, and you can just go over the recording and everything. Yes.
Okay. Lee, did you say you are returning to Absalom?
Yes, and on Monday.
Okay.
Yes, it's recorded. It will be sent to you by mail, and it will be visible on the page, on the Facebook page, and also it will be visible in all the webinars are recorded and visible from the app. From the app, you have just like the video guide, and then you can go there, and there are webinars as well. Okay, looks like that's all. So thank you so much, and see you in 2 weeks, I believe so, because right now we will have a little bit more time to develop the new functions and so on, because we are just ready with everything what we have to be ready for this month. And so have fun with the NeuronWriter. We will also change chat, because we have some feedback that some of the messages on the chat are not really working correctly. So like we don't really receive everything what you are sending to us. That could be true, but we don't know, because if we don't see those messages, we don't know if this is true or not. But we are changing the system for the chat. We are building the knowledge base into the chat and so on. So it will be a lot of information that will be available for you and for other users on the NeuronWriter in the next week. And I hope so. It will be useful. It will be easier for you to use NeuronWriter. Okay. So thank you so much, and let's be everyone on the page one in the Google, and see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.